Okay, it looks like we're live, so welcome back. Today I'm going to be going back to the allocators, and I'm going to hopefully be implementing a stack allocator this time. So I will put the GitHub repo in the chat. So yeah, I'm going to start with the arena as the base. So quickly, something I would like to go over is I got a pull request, which modified the arena quite a bit. And added some nice things to it, where you don't have to pass the arena each time. The only problem with it is it's a bit hard to work with, and yeah, so I kept it because it's very nice to use. But for development of it, I'm not it's not something that I want to continue using. So I created another one called Arena Pass. It's just where you have to pass allocator still. And I'm going to be using that as the base. Oops. And so yeah, so this will be a stack allocator. Now, I'd like to clarify that when I say stack allocator, I do not mean we're allocating things onto the stack. It is still allocated onto the heap. It's just using a stack data structure. That is important to clarify. So, yeah. First of all, what I'm going to do is get rid of all the linked list stuff that I have in here, which is helpful, but I would like to talk about that a bit. Some potential downsides of that. Yeah, so the malloc is fine. Yeah. So I just basically want to remove any of these things and just have it be sort of before I implement the linked list, the same as that, and then I will expand from there. Because it's rather similar. Because it's still an array of data. It's just with the arena one, you could only move it forward, but with this one, we'll be able to also move it backwards, pop it off, essentially. Let's see. So we want to check for that. We don't need current anymore. So don't need that. Don't need that. Yeah, we don't need that. So next, yeah, I don't think we need any of this stuff. So we just basically need that. Instead of current, we want to use arena. Yep, arena. Alright, arena. And that should pretty much be the alloc. And I don't want this. And instead of this, I will use arena. And arena equal, oops. It's arena next. No, there is no next. So, yeah. Size equals that. Hey, let me just make sure I didn't mess anything up there. Okay. Yeah, so that should be fine. So we just need to set the size there. Okay. Suppose not the capacity as well. Okay, and then free, yeah, so we just need to free it and then set all that. And the rest of this we don't need. Okay. Print the arena. We don't really need that right now, so I will re-implement that once we need that. Yeah, so let's return. There we go. Okay. And this is just a test. I don't need most of this. So, first of all, what I'm going to do is replace everywhere with arena and replace it with stack. Okay. Something we don't need is this. Okay, stack. Okay. Shoot. No. I need to undo that. Because I need stack, but I want it to be stack. Lowercase. Okay. Yeah. Get rid of that. And I want this to be that. Okay. Some of them are supposed to be like that. And other ones are not. Yeah, this needs to be, the compiler will tell me, any problems that I make with it. So I can get rid of this now. This whole thing. Let me see if it actually compiles. Arena, yeah, so I need to modify these now. Stack print, stack 3, stack, I don't even know if I'll have the reset, I'm not sure if we need that, but, yeah, and instead of stack alloc, it will be stack push, and then we also need a stack pop. So, yeah, stack pop, and that's going to take the arena, and I think that's it. And yeah, I don't think it's going to return anything. Okay, so this needs to be, yeah, no, it's not called the arena, though, it's called the stack, no? So let me actually further replace everywhere that there is arena with stack. Okay. Yep, and stack. Stack. Stack as well. Okay, let me see if it compiles now. It probably still doesn't, but stack print, unused parameter, that's okay. Alright, so I guess it's all working then, as expected. Alright, so now we should be able to initialize a stack. So basically we just stack, stack equals stack init, and we'll just give it a size of 1000. And that should work. Means we're able to stack, that's okay. What is this? I think I am building the wrong thing. No, why did it do that? Because I don't print it anywhere, so I'm not sure what that is about. Because I don't free it or anything like that. So I think I messed it up somewhere. Shoot, it's because I'm setting this, and we don't want that. Okay. So, shoot. I use perimeter stack. Okay. Alright, there we go. Now it works. Yeah, so we're trying to set stuff that didn't exist. That was the problem. Alright, so this is fine as well. I might want to use Calic. So it's 0 initialize, but I don't know that matters right now. Okay. So push. We still want to do this, but basically what I'm thinking, I'm not sure if this is necessarily the proper way to do it exactly, but basically we can just store right at the end of the data. So we set this as the data, we iterate the data, and then we also iterate it just a little bit more. The size of a size t, for example, and then that is where the size will be stored. So when we go to pop it, we just sort of take the 8 bytes on the top, because that is the size of size t. We take that and then go back by that amount, essentially, so that we know how much to pop. There is a problem with that, basically. So, obviously, like I said, we'd be allocating 8 more bytes than you would be expecting. Hello, Onion Tours, how are you doing? You'd be allocating 8 more bytes than you're expecting. So if you call, stack push, and you pass the stack in there, all that, but then you do 10, it's actually going to allocate 18. What language is it? This is C. Oh, shoot. My bad. I forgot to change the title. Shoot. I'm not doing that anymore. Sorry. Sorry, I completely forgot to change the title, because I have not done anything else in a long time. So, this is an admin of code. Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry. Yeah, I do apologize for that. My bad. Alright, there. It should be correct now. Yeah, sorry. Okay. So, yeah. So, let's see. Yeah, so now, yeah, when we do this, it's going to be allocating 18 bytes instead of 10. So instead, I could use that as part of it, but then you're not getting the right amount. So, I'm just going to allocate the extra bytes, which isn't ideal, but I will be thinking about that. Okay, so yeah, stack push. I want to do that. So we're asserting that. That should be fine. And then we get the data, and that's what we're going to return. And we iterate the stack size, but then we also need we need a little bit more. So we're going to do stack size plus equals, let's see. Do you know C++? I've used it a little bit. I'm not super familiar with it, though. I am more familiar with C. But I can do stuff in it. Basic stuff. I think I'm going to do, let's see, type that. And instead of P, I'll just, no, actually, instead of uint8, that's what I meant to do, I will have just a byte. I think that's how you do that. And I think I messed this up now. Yep, plus equals size of size t, essentially is what I'm doing there. So that's going to be 8 bytes. Okay. So, this needs to be stack size. Okay. Just like that, and it should, alright, decompile now. But then I want to replace anywhere that I use uint8t and replace it with byte. Shoot, actually, I'm going to do that, and there we go. Okay. So, except for the first one, this one has to be that. Because that makes it a bit more clear what the intention is, if that makes any sense. But it's still the same thing. So, yeah, that is why I'm doing that. Switch to a single byte. Maybe it should be capital. It doesn't really matter. Alright, so we're iterating it by that amount, but first we need to actually store the data right there. So, basically, we want to set the value at that point with that. So how can I do that? Basically just stack data, stack size equals, I want to set it to equal, equal to the size that we passed, basically. Okay, I think it's something like that. I might mess it up a little bit, but basically that's what I want to do, and then we iterate it by that amount as well. So yeah, and then the data that we return is still what we wanted there, so that should be fine. Alright, and then when we pop it off, we need to get the top of the stack, which is going to be this value, so we know it's going to be a size t. Obviously this could introduce a lot of issues, which I will go over. But basically, yeah, so we're going to have that. We need to assert, for now I'll just assert, I will use like actual errors later, but assert now that the capacity, no, actually the size is greater than 0. Really has to be greater than 8 though, because we're going to try to get 8 by solid stack. So that is something that we need to do. And then we're going to just look at the stack data, stack size minus size of size t. Yeah, so we're going to get that, and this is going to be, hello Alavaz, how are you doing? So this is going to be the size on the amount equals that, and we need to interpret it as a size t, and we'll also take the pointer to it, and then just dereference. Okay, like that. So if I do something like that, which might not be exactly right, but basically that's what I want. And then playing Super Tux Card. Oh yeah, that game's pretty good. I haven't played it too much. I'm a Java programmer, but for the school, I must know how to work one program in C++. Can you explain that? What do you mean? How to write one program, I'm assuming? Work one program, write it. Okay. Yeah, C++. Well, it depends on what the program is. Okay, so that's the amount that we have to remove from the stack. So basically just stack size minus equals amount plus this. So basically this is the difference that we're gonna do. Amount plus size of size t. So yeah, that is what we want to remove from it. Can I send you it? I might not be able to look over it right now. But you can send it like a GitHub link or whatever, and I may be able to look over it after the stream. You can also join the Discord as well. That is a good place to share things like that. Okay, and then we don't have to return anything. Yeah, that is the Discord. Okay, so I think that's basically what we want to do for that. I probably messed up some logic some places, but that is why we're going to test it. And the reset and free, I'm not going to worry about yet. So let me try. Stack push 12. Okay, and I need to actually pass the pointer to the stack, and I'm going to print the stack size. Okay, let me print the stack and stack print. That is okay. Let me actually just test it. I think I can do something like that. I don't remember exactly how it works. To get rid of that. Alright, there we go. And then I don't have the warning, because I don't want it. Alright, stack size is 20. So that is what's expected, because we allocated 12 bytes, and then there's the 8 extra for the size. Yeah. Okay, so I can do that. And then I can actually set this. So int value equals that. So that will do that. Then I can set the value of value equal to something. And let me see if it actually... Oh, well, obviously it's going to print out, because I set it, but... And print that out, like that. And that shouldn't change the stack size. Okay. Alright, and then I can actually stack push something else as well. Stack push, stack, and let me try like 100. This should be 108 on top of the 20. 128. Alright, so that is actually correct, the amount. Alright, so I do need a test to make sure there's not overwriting things, but let me try the stack pop. So that should pop off. Should pop off the top of the stack, so the 108 that we allocated. And it does. It goes back to 20, so that is actually correct. Stack allocator is a regular stack that, instead of holding ints, strings, etc., holds data. Basically, that's what it is. So basically, I implemented not too long ago an arena allocator, where it basically just has an array of data, which is this. Yeah, and memory. So this is the array of data with certain size and capacity, and you can allocate to it. Basically, using malloc, we allocate a large space, and then you can place data inside of there instead of allocating each time, calling malloc and free and all that stuff. You just do it all at once, essentially. And basically, the way this works is it's the same way. We have an array of data, but we can also pop from it. So that's where the stack kind of comes in. We push and pop to the to the data, which is just allocated on the heap. Yeah. Size is the max the data can be, and the capacity is how many items it can hold. The size is the current size, so it's basically the pointer to wherever we're at in the array. So, for example, the size could be 100, and the capacity is the total amount, is 1000. So basically, it's just pointing to the 100th element in the array. Yes. And the byte also is just a UN8T, which is just means byte essentially. Okay. Yeah, so it looks like that's working. The pop did work. Let me see if it works. Pop off the last one, and then it should be 0. And I don't free it. But yeah, so it is 0. So the push and pop are working, as expected. Okay, understood. Good. Glad it made sense. When I implement a stack, I usually use a linked list. That's interesting. I don't know if I've ever implemented a stack using a linked list. I would just use arrays, because it's a lot easier. Is there any benefit or particular reason that you use a linked list, or is it just like habit basically? Alright, let me try the stack free. So I want to keep free the stack. I'm gonna do it after that, and when I print it out, it might still print out the right amount. It does not. Okay. It's the way I got used to. Okay. That's interesting. Very interesting. Stack free. So that frees it. And that seems to work because we got junk data here. So we can free the stack. Okay. We can also reset it, just setting the size to 0. But instead of this, maybe we could just pop. We don't really need to do that though. Yeah, if we just reset it, so you just call reset, it'll go back to 0, and then you can just basically replace what is there. I would like a manual memory option in Go. That is something I was thinking about. In Go, like I think it could be a lot, like a bigger competitor than it is to a lot of other things if it had an option to disable the garbage collector. Because that's like the biggest downside, is it's not, like, it's faster than a lot of other languages like JavaScript or whatever, because it is compiled, but the garbage collector just brings a lot of overhead. So that is something like the arenas that they have, or they're working on, or whatever it is, that are work in progress, that could be an option as well. That could be helpful for that. But yeah, it would be nice if you could just completely disable the garbage collector and just do memory management like in C. That could be amazing, yes. Alright, so that's pretty much working then. Let me try the print. So what are we gonna be printing here? Just kind of print out the size of it, right? So we want the size and the capacity. Stack size, stack capacity. Print that out basically. Okay. Arena allocator won't replace GC, it will reduce overhead. Yeah, but the garbage collector won't be, yeah, like it'll still be there, but it's not like, it's not actually working, right? Stack print, and I want to print the stack. Okay, and I'm just gonna print it, right here. So then it should print out, so then I don't have to do this. So I can use stack size, stack capacity. Okay. Okay, there we go. So that is quite useful. Well, as far as I know, arenas complement the GC to make it reduce runtime overhead. Okay. I see. Well, like, as long as it's faster, basically. Would like to learn C. C is valuable to learn. It's really, like, it's not necessarily that difficult. It's just you have to think in different ways than most other languages. Like strings being pointers, well, strings being arrays, and arrays being pointers. That's really what you have to consider in the memory management. C is awesome, yes. Alright, so now I want to pop this off and then print it again. Stack pop, stack, okay, and then, yeah. Alright, so that seems to work, and the stack capacity doesn't change. So, I'm thinking, there's basically two options that we could have here. Is once we reach the capacity, we could reallocate it, like basically double the amount. Concept of segfault means allocation more memory than expected. Well, a segfault could occur in a few different ways, but usually it's because you have an array of whatever size and you're trying to access an element out of bounds. So like -5 or 100 or 1005, whatever, something like that. That is usually when that occurs, and that's pretty easy to do, like with strings and stuff, because they are arrays. That's usually when I run into it. It's not allocating more memory than expected, but that, well, I guess that could occur. If you're calling malloc over and over again, like there'd be a memory leak, and then eventually it would, if it detects that, it might be a segfault. But usually it's the array thing. In my experience, at least. Okay, so yeah, basically, we have the capacity here, and once we reach the capacity, we could automatically reallocate it, or we could leave that up to the user, if that makes any sense. Like, if they want to reallocate, we could have a stack realloc, and we just pass the stack in there, and then just calls realloc on it. Could do that. As far as I look, C is surprisingly not hard to read. Yes, that is the thing. Like, it's not actually, like, C++, it's pretty hard to read because there's a lot going on. But C, it only has like 50 keywords or something like that. So you just have to learn those, and the rest of it, it's not very hard. There's just a few things that are a little confusing. Like mostly the pointer stuff, that can be confusing, especially when you have like pointer to a pointer to a pointer, like that. And then also, I don't know about you, end loop and those labels. Oh yeah, well that's not something that you usually do, it's just kind of a workaround that you have to do sometimes. Yeah. Something else like is this, the arrow thing, that tripped me up when I was learning C. But then I realized it just basically means you're dereferencing the pointer and then getting it. So it's something like this. Like that, if that makes any sense. The footgun with C is memory management. Yeah, that's like a big strength of it, and also a big weakness is the memory management and the way it is done. But using like an arena allocator, like what I'm using now, there's actually a lot of ways you can use that, and it makes it a lot nicer to work with C memory management. Which is why I'm learning about it, actually. Hello, how are you doing? Okay, yeah, so I think I'm going to leave it up to the user. So I'll make a stack realloc. So it's going to be very similar to the stack in realloc. Okay. We don't need to pass anything except for the stack. Okay, and what I want to do is keep the same data, but basically just reallocate it. So set the... Maybe there will be a size as well. I guess that makes sense. So yeah, we can set the stack capacity equal to capacity. And then the size can stay the same, but the data, stack data equals realloc, stack data. I have not used realloc many times, so I don't remember exactly. And then capacity. Well, you have to do capacity plus the other capacity, right? And also, I like this. It's called interface that made things very easy on Linux. Yeah, C on Linux works quite well. A lot of things about it. So I think I need to do this. Let me actually look at that. So, realloc. So, the size. So that's the new size total, right? So I think I need to do that. Okay, and then I don't need to return the stack from it. Because we're modifying it, so it doesn't have to return anything. Unless, yeah, I think it's fine. So something like that should reallocate, I believe. If I did it right. I might have messed up the realloc, but it should be fine. Alright, so now I can do stack realloc. Stack, and then, actually, yeah, so actually, this is the new capacity that you're passing. So, I just need to set it to that. Yeah, okay. Capacity. And then the new capacity, so I can do 2000, for example. And that should reallocate it. This needs to be a pointer. Okay. Hopefully that worked. It didn't print out the right thing. Hopefully the realloc did not fail. Which I should probably have something that checks that. So I could actually modify this. Modify this to use realloc. Because if you pass null to realloc, then it basically acts as malloc. What I usually do with my stacks is creating a struct that holds a value and also a next item called a node. And the stack is a node called head and the functions to push pop. Yeah, Yeah. So just a linked list but treating it as a stack. Yeah, I get that. Pointer. Yeah, and then we'll just put the pointer in here. And then when we call this, we need to pass a null as well. So this is going to be called custom reroute, but that's what it is. And you can use that essentially as malloc if you pass a null. So if I do that, then I should be able to, instead of calling this, I can call the custom one and pass that, and it should all work like that. There we go. Okay. So I believe that worked then, hopefully. So yeah, then we can reallocate the size for it. Yeah, so if you need more later on, then you can do that. I don't think I'm going to have one to shrink it. I'm going to implement a simple stack in C. Does it have generics? There's not really generics in C. You can do some stuff similar to it with like the void pointer. But there's not really like an equivalent to generics. Yeah, so with this, the way this is working, you can store. Well, also something you can do is use a union. So if you know, like if you have, say, 3 data types that you want to store in it, you could use a union and then interpret it in a certain way. So you could have like a union, onion, sure. And you could have, you know, int as int, float as float, that kind of thing. And then you could have a stack of onions like this. And then if you want to store something in it, you could just do stack5.asInt equals 12 or whatever. And then when you retrieve it, you just have to do it stack5.asInt. If that makes any sense. It wouldn't work if you do as float on that one, because then it just gets garbage data, because it's like trying to reinterpret it. And it doesn't quite work out. We can do that, or you can use void pointers, and then you just have to cast it to the type that you want. Yeah. It's not quite as nice as generics. Okay, so yeah, this is pretty much what I wanted to do. Ouch, yeah. That is what happens when it is a language from the 70s that, you know, I can't really get too complicated. And I think it's for the better in a lot of cases that it doesn't get too complicated, because then you get C++. Still better than JavaScript. Yeah, I still like it. I want to implement TCP, but in C, but I don't know how. Okay, well, so to do that, you need sockets. Let's see this. Why is it light mode? Okay, there we go. Using create. Okay. So using sockets, and you can do this, and here is a TCP server. Let's see. So here's the server, and then here's the client. So you can look at this, try to figure out how it works, and then expand upon it. But yeah, it's just basically using sockets. Yeah. So really what you need to learn about is the socket. Not sure how it works on Windows and how it differs, but yeah. I know on Linux at least, you can use sockets and stuff like that. And yeah, it is a bit more complicated than using maybe a language like Go or Python or whatever. TCP servers are too easy on Go. Yeah, Go makes a lot of that server stuff really easy. Yeah. But there you go. Yeah, you can just do that and then try to figure out how it works. Okay. So what else was I doing here? So this was most of what I wanted, because now you can reallocate it. So something I was thinking about with my arena that I had, I used a linked list, and then once one part of the arena got completely filled up, just automatically allocated another one. And I'm not sure I like that, because it's not really expected behavior. Like automatically allocating things, if that makes any sense. I prefer it when the user explicitly wants to allocate more. Because like if you create an arena of size 1000, you expect it to be 1000, but it can quickly grow to 5000, 10,000, stuff like that. Why the custom realloc function is a void pointer? Well, it returns a void pointer, because when you call malloc or realloc or whatever, it gives you a void pointer, and then you can do stuff with that pointer, like store stuff at the location. Because a void pointer is sort of like C's generics. Yeah, look, you can look here, malloc. It returns a void pointer, and that is just basically the pointer to the area in the heap that that the pointer is stored at. And then this void pointer is just what you're passing it to reallocate. Forgot that the start of the function was the return back. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's go stuff. Dual booted my system to Ubuntu and it is working greatly for me. That is great. Is it on the same drive? Same drive as your Windows, or is it a separate drive? Get rid of this onion. I don't need that. No. So, separate drive? Separate drive. Okay, that's good. That's really the way to go to prevent conflicts and such. How was the install process? Very good. Lang is C# was my first language. I was a micro C# user. Yeah, well, C#. Okay. Yeah, C# was also kind of my first language, but also Java was. Kind of hard to explain. But yeah, C#. I did like game development with Unity or whatever, and C# was the language they used. It's not too bad. It's kind of like Java though, but better in some ways. Don't know how it works on Linux though, because I have not used it in a long time. I know that it is Microsoft, so made usually for Windows. Starting at Unity, cool. 2, very cool. Installing was simple, that's good. Yeah, Ubuntu, well, most Linux distros nowadays are pretty easy to install. Yeah. Even Arch has stuff that makes it not too difficult. I hate Ubuntu. Why? What's wrong with Ubuntu? Like, it's a kind of a more newbie-friendly one, but it's not bad. It's really just like Debian, though, with a few user-friendly things or whatever. Newbie-friendly, really. Okay, so I'm probably missing something here. Let me make sure I'm not leaking memory. So, all key blocks are free. Okay, that is good. So the free is working properly. So that's pretty good. It's bloated, telemetry, and just the UI is bad. Also, Snap is bad. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, maybe something like Mint. Like that is usually the go-to one that I have for newbie people. It's Mint. Like it's based on Ubuntu, but without all the Ubuntu stuff, you know. Yeah. Tried Unity. The GUI seems too complex. Yeah, it can be pretty complex when you start. I wouldn't really use Unity now. Because I usually try to use open source software mostly, but also I prefer lower level game development. Okay, so yeah, I probably should do some stuff with these asserts. I think that would make sense. Stack. Right, so let me do that. And it should not fail yet, but then if I do it again, it should. Yeah, okay, the stack assertion failed. So, yeah, stack pop. So, yeah, what I'm going to do here is just, probably, I can't really return anything, but I can, should it crash, or should it just print an error? Probably should crash in this case. I really would like to return a value. Maybe this should return a value. So 0 if it is successful. And then if it's not, it can return something else. So if stack size is less than 8, then it's basically return 1. So yeah, just return an error value. It's better to write a simple game in C++ using Raylib than in Unity. Well, yeah, it's probably better. Got used to it a bit and figured out game dev was not for me. Game dev is not for you. I don't mind game dev, but I definitely prefer doing lower level stuff like this kind of stuff. Well, not necessarily lower level, like game dev can get pretty low level, but I think you know what I mean. Alright, so that'll return an error, and then that'll be better. So, it's not really gonna fail now. But yeah, if you actually handle the error properly, then it will fail. So, and then here as well, instead of the assert, I want to check stack capacity is less than size, then just return null. Okay, and there we go. So that should be good then. Selected art, and I made a game for playing with my friends, and it was cool, but very... Yeah, I am horrible at art as well. I suck at art. I tried to do some 3D modeling in the past. I'm even worse at that. Even worse. Okay, so there we go. Now we have some error handling stuff. I don't think, well, this is just gonna crash. Which maybe I should just return null, though. Like, maybe I don't even want to use the custom one, and I just want to return it. Because I'm thinking, you don't really want it to crash. Like, if you're using this as a library, you want to handle it yourself and choose if you want to crash. Because there might be instances where you don't want to crash. So maybe I'll just use regular realloc. And then this would have to return a pointer, though. Which I could do that. So just return the pointer to stack. There you go. Return that. On pencil and paper, I make decent drawings, but on computer, they suck. I even bought a drawing tablet, and I use it as mouse now, but the cable broke. Dang, the cable broke. Use it as a mouse? That sounds interesting. I don't know. I've never owned a drawing tablet, so I don't know how it is. That is interesting, though. Yeah, so this, let's use regular yellow. And for this one as well, I kind of can't really return null, though, since we're not returning a pointer here. So that one can stay. But for this one, yeah. This one I will use that and then return null if it is null. Okay. So that should be good then. That should be good. Let me make sure it still compiles as well. There we go. So it seems to work. Seems to work. So alright, that's pretty much what I wanted to do. So I will commit this and then I will look into some ways to make it better. Implemented a simple stack allocator. Located on the heap, not the stack. On stack because it uses that data as well. Okay, push that. You can use some open source art. Use some open source art and focus on the core logic of the game. That is true. I think it's also probably valuable to build up your art skill anyway. Because I think that's a good skill to have. But yeah, you can do that as well. Alright. So yeah, push that. Hopefully it all works. I didn't do extensive testing. I should probably implement some tests for this. Okay. Alright, I will be right back. Quick break, just for about 3 minutes, and yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. So, Yeah, you can use it as a template and add some changes. Yeah, like, you can probably figure out all the art at, like, the end of the development, right? Yeah, I think so. Alright, yeah, so basically the main concern I have right now with this is it works pretty much how I want it. I just don't like how it allocates 8 extra bytes each allocation, and there's not really much I can do about that, because that's kind of required, because we have to know the size. So, yeah. I could probably get it down to like 4 bytes, because what is the unsigned variable? I don't remember what it is, but it's pretty large. Is it this? 4 billion. Yeah, alright, 4 billion. So that is, that's what you can allocate. So 4 gigabytes. Are you going to allocate more than 4 gigabytes? Probably not. But you would like to be able to. So like this is a 64-bit integer, unsigned integer, which that is way more than you ever need. So I don't even know what it is, but 64-bit unsigned integer. Yeah, what is that? I don't remember. Yeah, so it's like that number. I don't even know if there's that much RAM in the most powerful computer in the world. So you're pretty good with that. That's pretty set for quite a while. So that is why it's 8 bytes. But I still don't really like it. Because it's not very clear that it does that. You know. Does this look right for normal stack? Alright, let me see. Going to copy that. Let's paste it in here. Alright, let's see. It's kind of hard to... need to kind of move it out. Oops, I messed this up. Hang on, give me a second. Alright. Okay. That's why I use formatters. Well, yeah. I never set those up. So, alright, let's see. So this is the union of value. This is the value. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think you can use this, pretty sure, for a linked list. You need to add a size to know. Well, no, I guess that's not really how it works with this. Yeah, I don't know how linked list stacks work. I don't remember exactly. But yeah, this should work. This looks fine to me. Stack. Yeah, I see. Okay. Yeah, that should be fine. I think this will work. As long as it does compile. I did not test it, but yeah, that should work. Should be fine. And then yeah, it could be any of these. The only thing with the string though that you have to be careful about. The only thing with that is you need to make sure that it is allocated. Yeah. So you need to be a bit careful with that, because if it's not allocated, then you could get garbage data. Because it's just a pointer. So other than that, that's fine though. You could also use like use it on the stack, do something like this. Just like if you have a max size or whatever, so like 128, then it does waste some space. Like actually quite a bit of space, because all of these now have to be that size as well, because that's how unions work. But then, you don't have to worry so much about that. Can I remalloc a freed value? No, you can't do anything once it's free. Well, you don't get the value back if you reallocate. Yeah. So you kind of have to start over at that point. Once you free the value, then it's basically just lost. So, yeah. But you can remalloc and then set that value to the same value. Okay. Yeah, so I don't really know how to document that though. So stack push allocates the size pass plus 8 more size of size t. There we go. Yeah, but for example, switching the head from the head to the next. I don't get how you mean exactly. You mean freeing the head and then switching the head next? Like, if you want to get rid of the head, you want to drop it from the linked list? Because in that case, you would probably make like a temporary value. Maybe not. I don't know. Linked list, not very good at them, but I do have. Quit out of that. Okay, in the arena, I have saving the next to a temporary. Yeah, you could do that. So here I have some stuff with the linked list. Current next equals null. Yeah. I guess it doesn't really have replacing the head because of how it works, but I don't know. I haven't looked at this code in a bit, so I don't remember exactly how it works. But yeah, when you free it, yeah, you would do something like this. Basically, is you set a temporary variable, to the next value, and then you free the current value, and then you would set the current head equal to the temporary value. Also, when I say an error handling, like how can I tell the user that the stack is empty? Okay, so you have a few different options for that. So I'm assuming that it's like gonna be a library type of thing. So you typically don't want to crash. Like with this, this prints out an error and then crashes. You usually don't want to do that with the library, so you'd return a value. So typically in C, there's a few different ways. So yeah, if you're trying to pop from the stack, you would usually have something where it's like int pop, right? In the int, you return the value. So if it's successful, you return 0. If there's any other error, you return 1. So basically, really the only thing that you get from pop, the only error that should occur, would be that the stack size is 0. So if you return 1, it's kind of assumed that the stack size would be 0. So basically, if stack.size equals 0, then you could just return 1 like this. And then when the user calls the function, they could do if pop equals does not equal 0, then error, right? So then they might want to crash that case. So standard error, and then x equals 1. Yeah, something like that, if that makes any sense. That is usually how it is handled. As far as I know. But if you're returning a pointer, then you would return null rather than 0, because you can't return 0 with the pointer. Yeah. So like with this one, like with realloc, it returns null if it fails, because it returns a pointer. So yeah, it would return null, and then it only fails though if you're out of RAM, basically, is what this means. But yeah, that's why I check if it's null here. So yeah. Usually that's what it is you return an error code, so like 0 or 1. Sometimes you might use -1 as well for the error code, it really depends. Or you return null if it is a fail. And now I messed stuff up, so where did I do that? Don't know what happened. Okay, what? Alright. Because my idea was to return the value as a pointer in the int, and if it's empty, return null and 1. Oh, but you can only return one value at a time. Unless you return like a structure or something. Yeah, so what you would probably do in that case, yeah, just return the value or return null if it fails. Because you can't return a pointer and an error code. Unlike in Go, how you can have multiple return values. Yeah, and check if the value is null. So yeah, they'd be like, they'd call pop, and then if value, right, that's what you set pop to, equals null, then error. Otherwise, they can continue on, right? Is that something like that? Yes. That is how it would work. Yeah, so I don't really know what else I want to do with this. I want to clean some things up. Oh, I mean, it's pretty clean already, I think. I do something with this. I feel like I should maybe have a macro, so it is like the off, the alignment. I think I spelled that wrong. Hang on. Alignment. Does it have two L's? No, it doesn't. Okay. And that can be size of size t. And then everywhere I use that, size of size t, I can just do alignment instead. Alignment. Okay. Thanks. No problem. Here's one. Okay. Something like that. Do I have anywhere else? Alright. T, which is align. Okay. My enabling does not like counter. Alright, then it should still work the same. Yeah. Then it is a bit cleaner. Alright, I think that's pretty much all the errors that we have. Unless, so this is if stack equals null. Like if we pass a null value in here, then we have a problem, but we don't really need to check that. Well, it would actually break stuff, so if stack equals null, and just return. Yeah, because we don't really want to call stack free and then try to free on a null pointer. Pretty sure that would cause some problems. I'm pretty sure that's all that we have to do there. So yeah, if I don't do this, then it should fail. Yeah, segfault. So that is how we can get a segfault, is by trying to free a null value. Yeah, that is just, I think, good to check. So this, we don't really have to, well, we can check if it's null as well. Really should check that in all of them, I suppose. Okay, if it's null, then just, return. And then here, if stack or stack equals null, then return that. Okay. And in this one, stack equals null. Yeah, okay, there we go. It still all works. Also, I couldn't understand const on function arguments. Usually you would do that if you're not modifying it. So I do have, like, in the print, I have const stack, so it's a pointer to it, but I'm not modifying any values. I'm just accessing them, so that's basically a way to tell it I can't set stuff. So I can't do, like, stack size equals 12. Yeah, it's just red. That is correct. See? So, like, this. I'll get this here if I try to set it. That is why I use it here, because just the print, we don't want it to write to any of the values. Just makes it const, yeah. Kind of. There's still ways to like overwrite const and stuff in C. Because of the nature of the language, but yeah, for the most part it makes it const, yeah. Yeah, and that's really the only place that I would want it to be const. Alright. Cool stuff. I really want this stack to be above this function. Yeah. So at some point I'm going to move this into just a header file. And then I can just include the header file whenever I want to use it. Because this and the arena, I definitely have some use cases for it. Would be useful to have. It's just a simple header file. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all good then. So let me read about stack allocators, because yeah, I had done some reading about it before, but I do want to just see some ways that it is implemented. This is kind of light mode. Can I actually turn on this one, dark reader? There we go. Yeah, I have it all off by default, because it slows stuff down, but on some websites, I do like to turn it off. Okay, so, oh, this is C++, that's not, I want to look in C. See some ways it has been implemented. Not C++ though. This is light mode as well. Something else I was considering was instead of this, let's see, where is it at? Instead of this, instead of using a byte, have another structure, which is just the data essentially, and it has a byte, the array of bytes, as well as, let me just a single byte. Yeah, an array of bytes as well as the size. It's like the size. And then if you just access that, I'm not sure if that would work though. And also, I feel like it'd be wasteful for data. But just a thought. Just a thought. Generic stack. Alright, let me look on Google. Okay. Stack-based memory allocation. Alright, this is Wikipedia. Alright, yeah, this is sort of what I've got. Yeah, so it's similar, well, it's pretty much the same as this. Yeah, it's this stack. Last in, first out. Each thread, yeah, okay. Stack-based memory allocation is very simple and typically much faster than heap. Yeah. Okay, it still uses malloc, but it's just one time. If that makes any sense. Okay. Yeah, so this is not exactly the same as what I'm looking at. This is just, like, stack. Using stuff on the stack. That's not what I meant. Maybe called a stack frame out. I don't know exactly how it's called, but it's a stack allocator. This is light mode as well. Okay. Okay. Just wanted to read about an implementation of it, but I'm not seeing any good ones. Yeah, it's kind of hard to explain because when you search for it, a lot of things think that you're talking about allocating stuff on the stack and not using a stack to allocate to the heap, if that makes sense. Okay. Let me make a string, so it's third equals stack alloc size of character times let's see how many you're gonna want. So like 14, 15 probably. And then stir copy. Stir hello world. I don't need to do that because it's not turned in, so we're all good. And then I want to print the value at it. Stir. Let's see. So I messed some stuff up because it is push. Alright. Two key arguments because I forgot to pass the stack. Okay. And it should work. Hello world. And you're printing out new line twice because of that. We can just do this though, right? Yeah. Okay. So when you create a struct, can you define it as something like go struct values, or you have to set variables manually? Well, you can do this. So you can have so you put the type first. So you have, let's see, for example, a stack. That is just a struct that I have here. Stack equals, and then yeah, just like in Go, you do this, but you don't put the type before the curly brace. And then you do dot where the value is. So capacity equals 12. Dot data, well, that's an array, so I can't really do that. But then dot size equals 15, stuff like that. So yes, that's how you would do it. It's quite similar to how Go does it, yes. W. Colon W. Yeah. Wrong workspace. Okay. Yeah, so that works. And then if I try to print it out after creating it should not work. It does still work. But that's because it's not overwritten. If I type in it like that. Yeah. It's kind of hard to see if it gets overwritten, but it does get overwritten here. If I do this like do that. And I don't really want to use a literal there, because that actually is how that happens. So, char stuff for stuff 0 equals a stuff 3 equals that, something like that. And then if I try to put stuff in there, what will that do? A. Alright, so it still does that. Yeah. That is... We're supposed to use stir in copy. Yeah, stir hello world. And then, yeah, the number of bytes. So it's really 15, right? I think so. because we have these, which is 14, and then the null termination. Do you include the null termination? I think so. I'll make it 16. Will that overleave? Well, actually, it stops because it's... Yeah. What if I do 14? Will it not have the null termination character? Alpha trunking. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, that was just testing thing. This value actually, it doesn't. Really just depends. It's kind of messing around now at this point, because I got it mostly implemented for how I want it. Okay, yeah. Is there anything else I want to print out on the stack? Got an error. I can't use node as struct node. Oh. What headset do you have? I can tell you that in a second. Something, yeah, something to note for that is what you can do, instead of putting struct there, you can do something like this, and then use it in there. Here, I can show it, because I actually have that. Same thing. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, if I go into the arena, you can see I have a similar thing here. So what you have to do is, you put it here as well. So you basically put the name twice, and then you use it in here, and it gets rid of that error. Okay, what headset do you have? I don't know, actually. Let me look at it. Let me try to find it. No, give me a moment. Don't remember where or when I got it, but I believe this is it. Because this is the number on it. Yeah, it's like one of these, unavailable. But this is that one. It's this stuff. I can put this in there. It's like the brand and the whatever. I guess it's not available anymore. It's not like a super great one or anything. Let's see. Surely they have it available somewhere. Not there. Looks like you can buy it on Wish. Yeah, this is the same one. So that's what it looks like. Has like a microphone. I don't use it though. I have a different microphone. Yeah. I don't know. I got it a long time ago. So you sound very nice. Yeah, the microphone, it sounds good. When I first started streaming, it was not very good. Even though it was the same microphone, I did not get a different microphone. But I just changed some settings in OBS, and it made it a lot better. Okay. Yeah, so this works pretty good, I think. Pretty good. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know what else I would really want to do for this. Because this is pretty much how I want it. What microphone are you using then? Yeah, I can look it up. This is just one I bought on Amazon for like 20 bucks. Give me a sec. It might be kind of loud. Let me mute it. Alright, it does not look like it has a brand name on it, and I don't remember, but I will try to find it. So give me 1 second. I might be muted for a second. Okay, yeah, I can't find it. So it doesn't have like a name on it or anything like that. So I'll have to go through like the Amazon purchase history and try to find it. It was like 2 years ago that I got it though. So I don't know. I'll try to find it and then I will try to let you know once I figure it out. It's very weird that it doesn't have a name on it though. Yeah, I apologize for that. It's also kind of dark in here, so I cannot see it very well. Okay. Yeah, so I can actually push this. Just adding some error handling stuff. Added some error handling stuff to stack allocator. Okay, okay. And let me make sure it looks good here. Yep, okay. Right? Shouldn't it say the name under connected devices though? Yeah, I suppose so. Let me see. Let me see here. So it probably says in OBS. Right. Give me a second. Let me find it. Mm-mm-mm. Right. Let me see if this is it. Trying to find it. Because it doesn't have like a name, but it has this brand name, and I'm not sure. I think this is it, but it might be this other one. Yeah, unions can get pretty confusing. But once you get used to it, it's not that bad. Just takes some getting used to. I don't think that is it. So what is it? Alright, so I ran this to find the connected devices. And these are what I found. I don't know, like, so it would be this one or this one. But I don't see anything looking them up, so I don't know. Because this one looks like they make keyboard stuff. So I don't quite understand that. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't see a microphone. How can I set a value as the function argument? I thought using value as int. No, so you can't do it like that. So I can kind of show you. Actually, I can do it like this. Alright, so you have like a union here. Yes, it's just stuff, whatever. You have int. Load as float. Right, so I'll do that as the example. You can't do it like that. So you could do modify as int like that, and you just pass a stuff value in it, and then you do value dot as int. That's how you would have to interpret it. You cannot pass it through the function. Gets only through purchase history then. Haha. Maybe some unknown brand since not shown. It's pretty decent though. Well, I'm glad that it is decent. A lot of it is due to OBS doing stuff. Yeah. So I will go through and I'll try to find it. I will try to find it for you. Yeah. And I will let you know. Alright, so this is how you have to do it. You can't do it like in here, like value dot as in. You can't pass like that. So you have to have a dedicated function for each one, just like this, modify as float, and then you could do it as float. Stuff like that. That's how you kind of have to do that, if I understand correctly what the question was. Okay. Test. How do I call the function? Oh. Okay. Okay. So let me do this. C, okay. Alright, so if you have a function which takes let's see, just stuff. Takes a stuff value. To pass it, well, so you would have to, like if it takes an int, then you could pass it like func, and you would do whatever the value is. So you have stuff value equals 12, right? Value.add int equals 12, and then you just pass, well, you can't really do it like that. We do stuff value, like that, and then value.as int equals 12, and then you just pass the value.as int. You can do it like that. That is how you have to do it, basically. I haven't worked with unions for a minute, so I didn't remember exactly, but that is sort of what you have to do. Yeah, you don't use the union name, so you won't do that. You pass the value that you have, and you can pass it as int, as long as the function takes an int, or you could pass it as the type of the union, and then you just don't do that at all, and then you can interpret it within the function. But I can't do stuff value on the func declaration. You cannot do this? Why not? That should work. Let me do... I'm trying to make it valid so that I can actually use it. Turn 0. This should work. Okay. Yeah, I need to rename it to test.c. Alright, and I messed it up. Forgot this. Okay, I didn't do anything. We didn't print anything out. But yeah, that works. So that's valid. So that's how you can declare it, like that. So yeah, this is the, let's call it union, like that. And then union. That is how you pass it, and this is how you declare it. Does that all make sense then? Okay. I'll go with it. Quick. Yeah. Alright, good. Okay, I'm gonna try to accidentally delete something. Alright, good. That all seems to work. Okay. Yeah. Alright, so what else? Yeah, Go actually took quite a lot of language have taken stuff, but I mean Go is, the syntax is pretty similar to C in a lot of ways, just like more user friendly or whatever. Alright, I don't think I made any changes. Nothing. Okay, yeah, so that's pretty much all that I wanted to do. I don't know, like there's probably some other ways to improve this. Don't know exactly though. So that is good. Alignment. Pushing works. Let's go. Okay. So what I want to do now, I suppose. All right. I'm gonna try this. Let me see. Give me a second. All right. I'm going to take this. ChatGPT. I'm going to take all the code and ask it what it thinks about it. What do you think about this code? And I just want to see what it says to improve it. Macro is used to align the memory. Seems incorrect. Okay, I don't quite get that. Memory leak. But don't free it in the pot. Yeah, you don't want to. Alright, so it doesn't even understand. Doesn't understand how it works. So that is wrong. You should use size of byte times capacity instead of just capacity. That might be good. Let's see, where do I do that? Yeah, right here. That is actually a good thing. Even though it doesn't matter because it is the same thing. But ChatGPT the master, yes. I use malloc to make the new node on the push function is the smartest thing I've done. Smartest thing you've ever done? Alright, because when using realloc directly on the stack's data, if realloc fails, it leaves the original block of memory unchanged. Okay. Yeah, I heard about that. Uh-huh. Yeah, I forgot to actually consider that. So, yeah. That actually is a valid concern. That realloc could fail, and then it would mess up the original pointer. It's good, but we're ready to print an error message to send an error before exiting. Okay. Realloc. I do print it to standard error, so I don't know what that means exactly. Okay. The line that in is probably not doing what you intended. It seems you're trying to store the size of the push data, but the way it's implemented is incorrect. Let's see. Stack push. Equals size. Probably want to cast it then. Because it is a pointer. So, yeah, I can't really just do it like that though. So, might need to do a mem copy actually. I see. Yeah, that is actually a valid thing. Okay. Remember, value is declared when I use the main function. That's okay. I don't care about that. Magic numbers, like 8. Where do I have that? Oh, that's here. Yeah, so this really I want to use alignment. That is what I meant to do. Pass plus 8 more. I'm better to clarify the purpose of this addition. Okay. Well, I guess so. Sure. Okay. Alignment because it has to store the size as well. There we go. Sure. Okay. Function naming. Not a replacement for realloc. Well, it kind of is. Whatever. Include guards. It's good by to include header guards in the header files to prevent. Alright, yeah. Don't care about that. Don't care about that. Okay. What I want to see this, see what it means for this. So that. Yeah. Okay, I see. So I could probably do that. Just like, data. That's kind of weird. Data. Okay, yeah. So I could do though, if I do that, sorry, T. This. That did not work. Equals. Something like that. Let's see. And it should work all the same. Yeah. Alright, so that is more like what it wants then. Yeah. Because then if it's too large, it will get set properly if it is larger. I think that is the issue. Alright, let me try to initialize one that has a very large size. So like 5,000. If I could actually push that much onto it. I don't want to reallocate. Have you watched Sebastian Weeksley's video about chess programming? It is very good. I have not. Yeah. I should probably watch that. I don't know a lot about chess, though. I'm not a chess player. I would like to get better at it, though. But, yeah. Let's see. I will actually save that video to the watch later. Okay. Chess programming tournament? Yes, I will save the watch later. Very cool. Check out that Bitburn game. Yeah, so I got it on Steam. I haven't downloaded it yet because I haven't had time to actually download and play it. But I do have it downloaded, or I have it, I purchased it. Well, not purchased, but, you know, got the game. Even though it's free. But added it to my library. That is what I was trying to say. Added it to my library. So I will look into it sometime this week, for sure, and try it out. Okay, set capacity is good, and then I just want to push. I want to push greater than the capacity, or the equivalent of it. And I want to see what error we get. So yeah, we get this, and stuff actually breaks. It's supposed to stop, not work like that. So stack push. We need to check that, yeah. or stack capacity plus size is greater than capacity. And that's not what I want to do. I want stack size. Alright, and then it should return it. And stack capacity. Okay. So let's see. There we go. And then it fails. So yeah, it's not very clear, but if you assign it to a value, then you would have to check if it actually fails. So that is good. That is all good. What if I try to allocate a lot? Like 128 times 100 megabytes. Kilobytes rather. Okay, times 1000, so that's 100 megabytes. Okay, times 1000, so let's allocate. That's gonna be too much. Maybe 1. Right, so that should be a gigabyte then, I think. I think that works. Okay. I wonder if it actually allocated. Yeah, but if I change this to 13, that is more than I have, so it should fail. Integer overkill. Okay. Does that take an integer? It doesn't. So why is... Alright, well that is too much. Alright, let me try it like this. So, oops. 100,000. It's gonna be 100 million then. So I want it. Okay, I want 1,000 million billions. That's 1 gigabyte. Okay, getting to 5. Alright, make it 12. Okay, it must not be enough. Okay, yeah, there we go. It actually failed. That's what I wanted to see. And the error message actually needs a new line. But yes. Alright, that is good. So I don't have that much. First seg fault. This is great. First seg fault. Always remember your first seg fault. Yeah, 12 is all that I have, so it can't go too much over that. Yeah. That's kind of a funny error message, I think. But yeah. So that is not much of an issue. Okay. I need to clone a value that is taken by reference. No. No, I don't think that's the issue. It's not Rust. Yeah, if it's a pointer to a value, you have to pass it as a pointer. So like, here, this is taking the pointer to stack and passing that, rather than passing by value. In Rust, you would do like .clone or whatever. How old were you guys when you started learning programming? I was 12. Okay. If stack, yeah, it's kind of hard to read it like that. And I don't have a formatted. I will try to get it though. It was 13. Very cool. C equals C. Let's see what. Okay, so yeah, we need to kind of. Really should get a format probably. Alright, so let's see what we've got here. This needs to be here. There we go. I didn't mean to say that, but okay. So if stack equals null or stack hit. Yeah, so what is the issue here? That stack hit value. Mouse on NeoVim, you committed a crime. Yes, I need that all the time. Not a giga chat. Okay. Yeah, so turn val. Yeah, well, so this, when you return a value like this, it's allocated on the stack, and you're returning the pointer to the value allocated on the stack. So, yeah, you would either want to allocate it on the heap, and just return it like that. So, you know, You can't really do it like that though. But this would probably be a bit different. So I'm trying to figure out how exactly. So stack head was 10. Yeah, and then you would probably just want to return stack head. Like that, rather than this. Rather than the val. Well, hey, because you're trying to return a value. So, is there any way to clone the value? Well, what value are you trying to clone exactly? Like this value? Because you can do like memcopy if you have a pointer, or you have memory, pointer to it. And then you have another pointer. So like you want a temp and then val. You could do something like that, and it would copy the memory from, let's see, from val to temp. Used JS before, and I've checked a lot of things using a library that made my life easier. And then, yeah, go. I feel the same way, except with C. Yeah, I feel like C was more like that for me. Because, yeah, I wasted a lot of time trying to do stuff I didn't like. Yeah, I did that as well. With, like, JavaScript mostly. And some Python stuff. But the Python stuff was more fun. JavaScript stuff was just not fun. Yeah, the value val giving warning address. Yeah, that is because it's allocated on the stack here. And then you return it, you're returning the pointer to it, to val, which is on the stack. So it gets removed from the stack when the function exits. Yeah, so you have like, you know, the main function here or whatever, and you call this. This is no longer guaranteed to be valid because it's removed from the stack. So you would either want to allocate on the key by allocating it like, let's see, so value val equals mallet size of, so the value, whatever the value is here, so size of value, and then you could do memcopy into val temp or whatever you want here, something like that. Well, you wouldn't have the value, so temp value over there. Probably a function to it though, and then you could return that, and it would be allocated. So yeah, just return val like that. That is why it is giving that warning. That might not be exactly right, and I'm not going to test it right now, but it's something along those lines. Yeah, so you could use, there's a few different functions. So you can look in the man pages, like man copy. Okay, yeah, it's in string.h, so you have to include that. And then, yeah. Oh, you also need the amount, so the size. So, so it'd be like, however much you have here. So I don't know, size of value, something like that. So that is how much you're going to copy. And then for strings, there's also string copy and a few other things here. Yes. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully it was right. Because I cannot test it exactly. It is something along those lines, though. Alright. Yeah, this is pretty much finished for what I want to do. I might come back to it later and refactor some things. But for the most part, it is working, and it is what I expected it to be. So capacity equals capacity, yeah. Yeah. And I think a lot of things like making this for the uint8 being byte, as well as setting up this alignment, were very helpful as well. Yeah, this is the only thing, is the allocating the extra size, which I'm not, like, there's not really a way around it because of how it works, but it's just not very clear. Okay. Yeah, let me see, what else did ChatGPT say? Okay. So what else can I ask? Yeah, add me to be able to make this better. Okay. Back push to return an error code. Okay. Yeah, I don't want dynamic grows. That is something that I was talking about earlier. Bounds checking. Yeah, well, I kind of do that already, so. Okay. These are using a void pointer. Yeah, I don't want to do that, because the point is it's supposed to be bytes. Commit functions to iterate over the stack. Okay. Without popping it. That wouldn't really be that useful. Yeah, because you don't know what the type is and such, so, stack will be used in a multi-thread environment. Consider adding thread safety mechanism. Race conditions, okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about that. Unit tests, yeah, I should do that. Definitely will. Add comments, yeah, I don't need more comments. I think I have a good amount of comments. Yeah, it's pretty good. Let me write up the README. So basically, currently implementing arena. Let's see, yeah, just arena allocator. I'm not very good at Markdown. It's working Pog. Let's go. Pog chain. Pog chain. Let's go. Okay. Yeah, Markdown, and I'm gonna look at Markdown list. Markdown guy. Yeah, I want lists. Yes, or like points. Yes, yeah, right here. That's not what I wanted. Not like order. No, I mean like, how to explain it? Like, for being my first program in C, I've learned a lot. Very cool. That is good. C can definitely teach you a lot. What I want is, it's not really that. It's like, to do. Something like that. To do. Task list. Yeah, something like that. C is fun, yes. Yes, alright, that's what I want. So it's like that, with a space there. Yes, there's a few other ones that I wanted to look at. So currently, this is completed, as well as this one. Or, well, at least somewhat completed. So I've got the stack allocator. And then this is, excuse me, this is arena allocator. And there was a couple other ones. And I do want to eventually implement, like, basically re-implement malloc using syscalls and whatnot. Just for learning. So re-implement, I don't know exactly how to call it. Just re-implement malloc. From scratch, using syscalls. Yeah, something like that. And then, there was some other ones. I do have allocators. Let's see, there was a list of some here. Custom allocators, let's see. What other types? So we have linear allocator, stack allocator. So linear allocator is like the arena one. Pool allocator, probably a pool allocator. I do need to look into it some more, but I think that would be good. I don't know about that free list allocator. It did not sound like something I wanted to do. Okay. Let's look at types of allocators. Maybe I should look into a garbage collector as well. Like writing one of those. That could be fun. See, does this have custom allocators? Like a list of them or something. Like some different types. Flashbang, okay. I'll just add them as I find them. So, yeah, I'll leave it at that for now. Okay, so these are the ones that are on the to-do list now, and there's probably one or two more before we get to actually re-implementing malloc, because it's going to take some research. I'm going to build a linked list now. Wait, when you don't put a return 0, it does automatically. Only in the main function. It does not do that in the other functions. Because the main returns 0 by default. You can also put it, or put a different error code if you want to return it. Yeah. Alright, so that's pretty good then. Do I want to add more to it? Maybe like a quick start. I can write a top product. Yeah, so you basically just need to... well, so it's the same for either one of them. So just cd arena. I'll just use arena for the reference. Okay. And then that's that build.sh. Okay, you only need... So it's sh, requirements are... GCC. Am I using GCC? I think so. Let me make sure. Vim build.sh. Okay, just CC, I suppose. Make sure it is the same. Yeah, okay. So just C compile. CC, and that is it. GNU C. Yeah, I'm not using GNU C compiler. It was just the regular one, which I don't know. It might be. I don't know which one it is, but just CC. Current CC, and that's the only requirement. Because that's all he uses. Spell that SSH, and then that's me. There we go. Okay. So I can now read me. Use GCC because it's built in. Yeah, it's built into pretty much all of them. Any operating system, except, Windows. As far as I'm aware, at least. Okay. Yeah, so that is good then. And that worked how I wanted. It's not built into NixOS and Fedora? Really? GCC is not. Well, it's built into any... Do they not use GNU? They should. No, you have to install it, really? Well, does it have Clang? Clang installed? Here. I'm very confused that it would not have that. Like on macOS, they have GCC, but it's actually just alias to Apple Clang, which I thought that was interesting. Like by default. It has nothing. It surely has some C installer or C compiler because it has to compile something, right? Really? It has nothing. C compiler. Yeah, Windows you have to do. Yeah, well they have like Windows specific C compilers, right? There's really no built-in C compiler. Whoops, that is not what I wanted. Nope. On Google, there we go. Clang. That is interesting. I did not know that. That's kind of... Alright. It's not very hard to install. It's just weird that we don't have any C installed. You have to first install MinGW, and be careful because there are like 200 links, and make sure you install the correct one to then install GCC and G++. LOVM Clang is better. It's better, like, easier to install. I'm assuming you mean. I have all of it. Clang 16. Is that the latest version? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I'm kinda done with this. If you don't have GCC nor Clang, you can't use Go and NeoVim. You can't use them at all. They require a compiler. I use all of these. So okay. Yeah, that's pretty much done now. I got all the stuff done that I wanted to get done. It's stupid because the language is built in your OS. Why you don't have it built in? Yeah, it's kind of like, it's very weird that we don't have one built in. Go. How is it like calling C functions from Go? That is something that I've been wondering. I haven't tested it out, but yeah. Would like to try that sometime. C-Go is very bad. It is, really. I'm gonna look at this now. C-Go. No. One C from Go. It's awful. Dang. Let's see. This is probably gonna be light mode. Let me dark reader. There we go. Import C, import format. Okay. So, alright. C.in. So I'm assuming this is the C code. So why is it awful? Like, it doesn't work well, or it's just hard to use? Okay, let's see this. C. You call C code from Go code, but it's long. You have to import the hashtag include using comments, and although I haven't used it for something complex, many people say it's very buggy. I see. Oh, you have to do this? You have to do this? It's like required? Yeah. Oh, okay, or you can do something like that. Okay, that's kind of weird. Huh, yeah, I could imagine doing something more complex would be kind of difficult. There is, like, in Python, C code from Python, which I have not looked into too much, but, it does work pretty well, right? Like, C Python. Yeah. Like, I know that a lot of Python stuff is just C or C++ under the hood. So, like NumPy and stuff. What is this? Why did they do this? Python calls C functions out of the box. Yeah. Uh-huh. It's not like I wanted to do some stuff with, because I think it could be fun. Yeah. But Python is also interpreted, so it does make it different. It's not like Rust that calls more Rust code. Yeah. Well, because it's interpreted, that's mostly why. So it's actually running C, you know, under the Python interpreter. Strength and I just want to see. All right, this one is very good. Mojo is a superset of Python that I haven't heard of since released. Yeah, Mojo? I heard about that. But it's not really a superset, right? Well, no. It's, yeah, so it's like a superset, but it just is Python. And then if you change stuff, it's Mojo. Like, is that right? I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like, it's not like how C and C++ are a superset. Python code is valid Mojo, so it is. Yeah, but it's not like it's not faster. If you just take Python code and run it as Mojo, it's like the same speed as Python, because it's just using Python. But then you change it to use the Mojo syntax, and then it's different and faster and such, right? No. Yeah, I haven't used it at all, so I don't know. Just by importing Python code is fast. Really? Like, how much faster? At least how that it claims. Yeah, I don't know. It's basically just Python with types, right? For the most part. Yeah, like this. Borrow checker. Oh, so it's got just like Rust too. Like JavaScript and TypeScript, yeah. Well, I don't think it'd be 10 times faster just taking Python. I could test that. Do I have Mojo? Can you just install it? Hang on. I could test Mojo. I'm gonna change the title though. Testing out Mojo and Python. To just write a simple thing. Let's see. All right, I think I'm installing it, assuming it's the right thing. Might take a moment. This is where I saw it. Oh yeah. Fireship, yeah. I don't remember if I watched that one or not. Alright, it is installing right now. I don't want to do this though. You have to log in. Really? You have to do this. I mean, I'm downloading it, I think, on the AUR. I'm pretty sure it's in. It's almost done. Anything where you are. What? Log in to download Mojo? Yeah, I mean, what the heck? I don't want to log in to download your program language. But I did do Mojo. Okay, let me see if I can find it. That's weird. Kinda sus. Let's see, Mojo Git. Mojo Git. Yeah, Mojo program. So I am installing it. Just from that. Yeah, I don't like that though. You press download and it takes you to sign in. That's not a fan of that. It's almost done installing though, so. What in the world? I need a auth token? What the heck? Look at this. Please enter your modular auth token. So you do have to create an account. I'm not doing that. What the heck? No. Yeah, never mind. I'm not going to be testing that. I use Yay. Yeah, Yay. Okay, maybe I'm not going to be trying out Mojo. Okay. Yay, because it's ready to go. I didn't even know it was ready to go. Okay. Yet another yogurt. Go. Okay, cool. I just used it because it's like the same as Pac-Man, like all the flags and stuff. Yeah, and also it's just the first one that I installed, so I kept using it. Yeah. What is this one right? Rust. Rust. Yeah, cool stuff. I didn't know it was written to go. That's pretty cool. Okay. Do you use an Arch install script? No, I just like installed it. I don't know. It was like almost 2 years ago at this point. But I did not use any install script. I installed it the old-fashioned way. There's still like, what's it called? Like an extract or something like that. That I ran based. Yes. Yeah, it was just that. Which isn't an install script, right? I don't know. I've not installed Arch since. Yeah, I guess it was like a year and a half ago. Really. Yeah, and it has worked since then. I haven't had to reinstall or anything. Yeah, no Mojo. Bum. You don't want to install Arch, use EndeavorOS. Yeah, or like something like that. Artix as well. Yeah, that was a good one, I think. I think this doesn't use systemd though, so maybe it's not. There was another one. What's it called? I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember this very much either. There was another one. Not Manjaro. Yeah, not Manjaro. Yeah, Endeavor's good. What was the other one called? I don't remember. It has like yeah, I don't remember what it's called, but there was another one that was just basically Arch with an installer. But I don't remember what it's called. Yeah, now I'm looking at Arch stuff. Hey, can I do Dark Reader on here? Does it work across the whole thing? Just on the wiki. Okay. Yeah, I don't need to read that right now though, so. I use Grub, by the way. Yes, me too. Me too. Me as well. Something I've been looking into is Linux from scratch. Which you've probably heard of this. It's quite a popular thing, but I don't know. I might want to try it out sometime. Like, you know, actually making a Linux distro could be fun. There's some use. Yeah, Grub works really well. Yeah, Linux from scratch. I think that could be fun. Also, something I wanted to do. Yeah, it does look cool. Something I wanted to do is make like an actual operating system, like where you build the bootloader and all that stuff. I think that could be fun, and I would like to stream it. But the only problem is that it takes a long time to get anywhere, and I feel like it would probably be very boring. But I would like to do that at some point. yeah, like basically, OS, scratch. Like you have to do a lot of assembly. At least to get started. But I think it would be fun. And also I could learn some more assembly as well. Ring 0 OS. What does that mean exactly? Ring 0. Yeah, this website doesn't load, so okay. This is like Temple OS, but in C. Oh, I see what you mean. Yes. C and assembly. That only contains the kernel. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I wanted to do that. And I would like to stream it. But yeah, I feel like it would just be very boring for like the first 50 to 100 hours or whatever. Thing happens in the kernel. I don't really want to explicitly follow a tutorial, but like, you know, to get started. Basic interpreter, a GUI. Yeah. Stuff like that. I think that could be fun. And then like Arch but without the arch. Boot sector, yeah. This is Xcode. Have you guys used Xcode at all? Yeah. I have a MacBook for development purposes. Just a really old one. Xcode sucks. I hate it. Everything about it. I don't like IDEs at all. Alright, yeah, so I've seen this. I have seen this. Okay, this is the magic number. Right here, I guess. Never owned a Mac. I'm not a fan of the Apple ecosystem. Like, they make it really hard to develop stuff for Macs or iPhones if you don't own one. Kind of sucks. Memory. So your stack, let's see. Problem is they are too expensive. Yeah, and they're like very proprietary, all that stuff. Yeah, the one I bought it used. It's like 2012 or whatever. It was still, it's a MacBook Pro, so it's not too bad. M2 Apple MacBook at 4K. Holy balls. A MacBook? Probably the highest end one though, right? You can get them for like 1500 or something, right? Oh, this one. Oh, that's MacBook Air. Do they have a MacBook Pro? The website is very light. What in the world? I don't like this. It's way too slow. What the heck? I just want to see. Compare. Where's the price? Yeah, I hate... Man, all modern websites are like this now, it seems like. I don't know. The web kind of sucks. This is the M1. Let's see, I want M2. More laptops. Reddit also sucks. Yeah, old Reddit's way better. Let's see. So the M2, they have M3 now? I didn't even realize that. Yeah, so it looks like that's there. But let's look. MacBook Pro M3. 2120. The New York Times uses React. What the heck, man? Yeah. I think the web needs to just be ditched at this point and start over with something different that doesn't use HTML and JavaScript. Or at least just doesn't use JavaScript. M3 already? Yeah. I didn't realize that either. Yeah. Here's the specs on it though. How outdated is the M1 now at this point? $9.99. So you could probably get a used one pretty decent, right? Yeah, let's see. Is there like let's look at that. Oh shoot, this actually got very complicated. Okay, kernel C. So this is where C comes in. Did C coming up here as well? No. Yeah, so then we can get some C. Yeah, maybe I should look into this. Either buy a $500 used ThinkPad and install Linux on it. Yeah. Or even like a $50 ThinkPad. You know, like those, what are they called? You know, the old ones with the Core 2 Duos. So you can install LibreBoot on it as well. That's something I've wanted to do. It wouldn't be very powerful though, but, you know. I don't do a lot of stuff that is computationally expensive. Your memory. $20 old PC that the school gifted use, and I install Linux and use it for study and for light programming. What processor does it have? Entry. This is actually a pretty comprehensive thing. I might want to go through this sometime. Very old, I think i3 Intel. Yeah, okay. i3. And it's a laptop. 5 gigabytes of RAM? That's really weird amount. Usually it's multiples of 2. $54 of storage? That is not very much. Now, 5 gigabytes of RAM is freaking me out. What the heck? Networking. Let's see. When was this? 3 months ago. Oh, Capitan. That's like Mac OS or something. Couldn't fit the school. Did you put a new hard drive or SSD or something in it? Or are you still using it with 54 gigabytes? Xcode. Okay, so this is for Mac specifically, it looks like. Okay. Implement a memory allocator. Dang, so you are still using the 54 gigabytes. Huh. I should learn how to use Makefiles as well. Keyboard. Oh, now using your main laptop. Okay. Ready. Very fast when using it with Arch. Yeah. When you have a lightweight system, it's pretty nice. I've been considering trying out a new distro other than Arch, just to try it out, non-Arch based. So I want to know what you think. So I was thinking either Debian or like trying out Debian stable. Wouldn't be up to date, a lot of stuff, but I think it could be fun. 20 gigabytes out of 200 gigabytes on this laptop. The rest is Windows. So the whole install is only 20 gigabytes. You practically need 200 gigabytes alone just for Windows at this point. Yeah, Debian and NixOS. Those were the ones I was thinking about. Also, I kind of forgot about this one, but then Buttercake mentioned it in the Discord. 1 terabyte SSD. Oh, okay. Void, which is one of the first distros I ever installed in a virtual machine. Void. And I think it could be fun to try out. Like, it doesn't use systemd. It is a rolling release, but it's not, but it also is stable. Yeah, I haven't looked at this too much. But it's not based on any of the other ones. I'm not sure how the package support is, but I can really just compile most things that aren't supported. Like, compile myself, and that should be fine. Yeah, I think one of those 3 could be fun to try out. Yeah, NixOS, how about that, and Debian. I just like the idea of a more stable one. Fedora, yeah. I installed Fedora for my brother at one point, and I think it broke. the install. It's alright. He didn't really take care of it very well. That's why. Yeah. Pop OS. Yeah. That's Ubuntu based. I kind of want it more of a bare bones one, similar to Arch, that I can kind of customize myself, you know? Pop OS is the superior Ubuntu. Yeah, Pop OS or Mint. I think both of those are good. More ideal than Ubuntu. Was my first distro. Nice. Yeah, my first one I ever installed on hardware was Manjaro. And then, not very long after that, I switched to Arch, this one, and then that is what I've been using since. First one I ever installed, though, was actually Debian, like 5 years ago or something like that, in a virtual machine. Plus has a tiling window manager and a DE switcher. Yeah, I've heard about that. What's that called again? What's their desktop environment called? It was something. It's like based on GNOME, right? Yeah, Cosmic. Yeah, so it's like a tiling window manager and desktop environment. Yeah, it was based on GNOME though. What is this? Yeah, this is it. Okay. Yeah. Pretty cool. That's System 76, right? That is who develops it. Yeah, sells Linux laptops. Yeah. And desktops, I guess. Servers? Yeah, cool. Yeah. I do know about this. I usually just build computers, rather than buying pre-built ones, but yeah. System 76 is cool. Cool what they're doing. 4 GPUs. Holy balls. Tuxedo. See. Tuxedo computers. I've not heard of this one, actually. Shoot. Computer is slowing down. Doesn't like all these tabs open. Yeah, I haven't heard of this. I do want to look at this server, though. It's its own OS that is based on Ubuntu, but very loved by its users. This one does. Really. Let's see. Let's see. Where would it be? Accessories? Nope. I want the distro. Let's see. Tuxedo OS. Sorry, that's just what it's called. Tuxedo OS. I do not believe I've heard of this one. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, it looks like it uses KDE. Yeah, KDE Plasma. Okay. I used to use that. Interesting. Pretty cool. Epic. Let's see how much a... Shoot, you have to get a quote. KDE is the best desktop environment. Yeah, maybe. I guess, so I've used, like the primary one that I've used is KDE, but I've also used, XFCE, briefly. Let's see, Cinnamon, that is the Mint one. And I've used GNOME as well. A little bit. Yeah, I guess I probably do like KDE out of those ones. What is the price? Let's see. I don't know why I'm interested. Let's see. Yeah, so same price. Tall or short? Doesn't matter? Okay. Which processor? This one. You see the base price. Peripherals don't need any of that. $650. Okay. Interesting. How about those Linux phones? I don't know what they're called. Linux phone. Yeah, like there's like the Pine phone. Yeah, not too bad. Pure Linux phone experience. Yeah, the Pine phone. That's the one. Yeah, I don't know. This is interesting, I think. Like a smartphone that runs Linux. Mm. What is the price on this? Ubuntu Touch is a phone Linux. Yeah, that's like the operating system, right? I think PinePhone has that, don't they? Oh, it's not out of stock. Let's see, what is the... This uses Manjaro. You can change it, though. You can install pretty much whatever one you want, right? There was another one, but I don't remember what it's called. These phones, here are your options. Yeah, I want to know the options. Let's see. PinePhone, yep. Haven't heard of that one. Librem 5, that's the one I've heard of, yeah. Bootloader is unlocked, yes. iOS, yeah, I know what you meant. Same thing, practically. Librem 5 features, Stamina 1, I want to link to the actual website. Librem 5. This one's more powerful though, right? Just quite expensive. Back in stock, okay. Yeah, what's the price on this one? I guess that's not very much. Where is the price? Even five. $1,000, dang. My one was 200. Something else to consider, other than a Linux phone, is like, the fork of Android. What's that one called? Yeah, what is it called again? Not this. Yeah, that's Ubuntu Touch. No, but it's a fork of Android, not a... Oh, yeah, there it was. It was actually right there. Yeah. Where'd it go? Yeah, Graphene, and there was another one as well. Lineage, yeah. One of those. Play the super text card. I could do that. I don't remember if I have it installed. I have not played it for a while. Oh, I do have it installed. Okay, I'd have to probably change the stream stuff. Let's see. There probably isn't a super text card. Oh, I guess there is. Okay. Play a race. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna play that in this stuff. Do you have to have an account for it? I don't remember. I have not played it in a long time, so. Yeah, I used to play with my brother. That is kind of loud. Okay. Username is that. Okay. I'm going to need to sign in, and I don't remember what my password is, so give me a minute. Oh, okay. I did know what it was. Alright, so... Online, let's see. Enter server address or just global network? I don't know. I don't know how it works. I don't play it. Global network. Find server, create server. Create server, let's see. Maximum players 8. Password, don't need a password. Intermediate, sure. Normal race, sure. Create, let's see. Hello. Okay. How do you invite players to it? Do you have it downloaded? I think. So I think what you have to do is find server. Shoot. And then you can probably search for it. Like, well, it's not up now, but I think you can do that. Just search for the user. I don't know, though. I've never actually done it. Let me start this over again. Really? So I think that's what you have to do. Not sure, though. Well, okay, yeah, you can create the server. Sure. What is your username then? Oh, you will search it. Okay. Yeah, just try to search cob coding and see if it comes up. No ranking. configuration. Wait, let me log in. Alright. 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 Hmm. I will have to go pretty soon though, so probably just one race. What emojis have we got? Hmm. Hmm. I am in. Let's go. Alright, start race. Okay. I'll be GIMP. Uh-huh. That one. That one looks good. 4. Alright, how do I start the race? Oops. Okay, I think it's going then. Alright. Hmm. Whoops. How do I drive? I don't actually know how to play this. Hang on. Let me look. Let me look at this. Hang on. Controls. Accelerate is. Oh, okay. Okay, use the arrow keys. I see. Alright. How do you use the nitrogen? Probably should. Ooh, that's how you look behind you. Okay. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah. How do I use that? Oh, okay. That's how you use it. Alright. Alright. What does this do? Let's go. Okay, I didn't know what that did. Almost hit me. Didn't mean to do that. Final lap. Let's go. The music stopped. Whoops. I should have saved it. Into the lava. Let's go. Good game. Good game. GG. Major GG. Okay, I do actually have to go now. Better than Mario Kart, yes. Better than Mario Kart. In Mario Kart, you cannot play as the gimp guy. Soccer mode is awesome. I will have to try that out. But yes, I do have to go now. Yes. So thank you for playing. What is this? I don't know what that's about, but okay. Yes. All right. So, yeah. So that is going to be it then. Yes. Goodbye. Have a good one. Goodbye.